I'm not sure I'd say it was an easy task to pick my all-time, well not all-time, last 40 years best Ashes team, but look, starting with the opening batters, I've gone with the two guys that I played the most with and batted behind for most of my career. So I've gone with Justin Langer and Matthew Hayden opening. They formed just a brilliant partnership, really. You know, Matty, the big imposing guy that would get down in the bowler's face, and Justin, who at the back end of his career just stood there with a little smile on his face and chirped away and just thoroughly enjoyed being out there. But they both walked away. Matthew Hayden walks away with, I think, 5 Ashes hundreds, averaged 45 as an opener. Justin's record's slightly better, averaged just over 50.
This could be 100, this could be it. He's hit it for 6. What a way to go.
I'll move on to the middle order, so I've got to pick 4 middle order batsmen. The number 3 batsman I've picked, who's slightly out of position, is Michael Hussey, averaged over 60 in Ashes cricket. And played in a lot of very memorable wins that I was a part of. You know, ultimate team man, good in the field. So I'll slot him in at number 3. My Channel 10 co-commentator, Mark Waugh, gets a go at number 4. Obviously made his debut in the Ashes series, which he said was about 10 years too late. He ends up with an imposing record, which is a lot better than his career record, averages over 50 in Ashes contests. Because Mark Waugh could give me some handy overs with his off-spin or his medium pace if required as well. Number 5, I've gone with his brother Steve Waugh. And if you talk about Ashes records, there's not many better than Steve Waugh in that 5 and 6 sort of role that he played for Australia for so many years. Once again, averaged over 60, a lot of hundreds in there. So it's pretty hard to go past him, and he was the guy that I played my most under as well as a captain. He led the team exceptionally well. Number 6 is Alan Border, you know, the guy that is known as turning Australian cricket around. Him and Bob Simpson, fierce competitor. Whenever Alan Border was in, the Australian cricket team was never beaten, and that's what I think we all loved and idolised about Captain Grumpy, as he was known. But his record's incredible, and he'd also been my captain in this 11. We get on to the wicket keepers. Once again, hard to go past Adam Gilchrist in that role. Tough decision, you know, with Healy and Marsh and those guys, but you know, I think Gilly's been credited for changing the way wicket keepers were looked at and still are looked at now. Missed nothing with the gloves. Exceptionally explosive batsmen that could change the course of the game, you know, in the course of an hour. They're the sort of guys you want coming in the late order for you in any contest, let alone an Ashes one. Move on to the spin bowlers. Once again, there's only one for me. That's Shane Warne. He was, you know, just a freak at what he did. You know, his ability to be able to stand up on the big stage, execute when it mattered, you know, mesmerise certain English opponents right through his career, and do it over such a long period of time with a few injury setbacks, I think says a lot about the skill and the competitive nature of Shane Warne. So he's in there. Move on to the fast bowlers. We'll start with the older guys and work down. Dennis Lillee loved the battle of Ashes cricket. I think all of us that watched Dennis Lillee through his heyday, you just continually hear that chant in your head, Lillee, Lillee, whether it, you know, here or away. You know, incredible record. So he's my first picked. Rodney Hogg is someone I've included in this 11. There might be a few eyebrows raised out there about this selection, but when I went through the cold hard facts and the stats and the numbers, it's pretty hard to argue against. Average 17 with the ball in Ashes cricket at about 6.5 wickets a game. So you know, the record is pretty hard to go past. The guy I've got in there coming in at number 11 is one of my all-time favourite teammates, Glenn Mcgrath. You know, what more can you say? Outstanding record in every contest that he played in, whether it be T20s, one days or Test match cricket. But like most of those guys that I've just mentioned there, they had the ability to be able to find another gear in the biggest contest that we have as Australian Test players, which is an Ashes series. So that rounds out my 11. Not sure if I'm supposed to name a 12th man or not. But,
you could name yourself.
No, I didn't name myself. I leave myself out of all those things, but I name Andrew Simon as my 12th man. There you go.